Sup, nerds, and welcome back to Microtopia. We made a lot of progress last time. We got these foundations laid down and started getting our smelters organized in a logical way. We got our fabric production over here on the desert island going. We have a few workshops, which originally I think I wanted to use to make concrete, but concrete's made in smelters. So instead, I've repurposed them to make wire, and we just need to get that connected in, which we'll do that shortly. We'll do that now. We'll do that now. Just can do that without even thinking too much. This has nothing assigned to it, so attach in there. Oop. Get these trails pointed the right way. And we'll just tell it to have 2 workers go down there. Anyway, so we'll get that running and get some copper flowing and wire deposited in the stockpile. We are getting rubble both here and on the main island, and soon we should be starting to see our recyclers coming up into action. But the big thing, the one that I really want to take care of at this point, I did not actually connect these, did I? Oh, I did. Oh right, I deprecated my fabric production. Anyway, we are looking to get a cast that I had not paid much attention to. I saw it last time. I ignored it. I am a fool. Please forgive me. It is, looking at the cast gate, these guys, the pod workers. These are functionally infinite ants that live off of just energy, which means that they would be perfect for these energy production lines I've set up and for setting all these other workers free to go work other jobs. So, they would also be great for down here for a centralization effort, though something else that will be good for that are these slingers. Slingers can be applied in multiple lines, and I'll just set one down here to demonstrate. Wherever you are. Oh, hey, we have other things we need to build as well. We'll get to that. The slingers, wherever they are, transport? No? Production? No? Storage. Storage. We can set one up, say, right here. Well, we'll just do it right there for example. And we can pick a place where we want to launch it to, which means, let's say if we got one here, one over here, and one down here, we could combine all 3 of these energy runs into one stockpile and reduce the overhead down at our centralization. Basically, that's what they're for. They're for centralizing. So we'll keep them in mind as we're going forward. Beyond that, what I really need to do, while I keep gathering research, is focus on this concrete, this rubble that I've gotten. We are starting to produce real concrete here. You can see we actually have a decent pile of it already. 33 is not bad. And I would like to get, out of the progression line, both this floral island scanner, which needs to have 2 of the second energy types, so that's probably going to be on the other island, and these concrete monuments. There are ways I could get all these materials over here, but frankly, that's going to be difficult. So I think working on getting the concrete monuments on each island first and enabling the ability to build bridges soon is sort of my ideal. If we look over here at bridges, I think this is an important step, but I think this is also a very important step. In fact, this one says we need the monument on 3 islands, so I believe that we'll get over there. And we'll also get the ant launcher, so we'll be able to start making pod workers and sending them to where they need to go. Our next big instinct goal has been this iron worker ant for a couple episodes now. We're getting closer. It's coming. We will take care of this soon. So I will continue work towards those goals, and I will be back with you once we have any major developments. The magic's been working down here in the workshop, and we have our last 2 wires needed to make the recycler coming through just now. So we'll see the ants bring them in, bring them over, drop them off. Just this little guy left as it goes flying over here. We do have a nice pile of dead drones right nearby. We can't do anything about those. But with it alive, let's watch this drone be repurposed. Ah, yes. So we get a little bit of iron and a little bit of fabric out of that. Wonderful. Uh, so now I suppose the question is, when do I sort that? I think I'll just keep an eye on it and, when needed, manually send some ants over to clear that out. But just knowing that I'm not wasting these resources now is pretty great. Uh, do drones even take iron to make, actually? Let me take a look at that. If not, this might be how we get infinitely renewable iron. Just gotta grab these inventors while I'm here. We just to make a small digger, we need iron, but yeah, drones don't need irons. They just use other workers, which are produced purely from energy. So that solves one of my concerns about the game, which is, with all the iron we've been losing on the diggers, how are we going to replenish that? The answer is by murdering drones. Fantastic. So we have one recycler up. The one on the other end needs copper to do so, but with that done, things are going well. We have a lot of concrete coming over here. We have a stockpile of glass being built up. This smelter line just looks so great to me. Eventually, we'll clear all the rest of this out and kind of put more back there, of course. So, looking at that, our next step is going to be getting this sensor up to, where is it? Over here. This floral island scanner to be able to sense where the jungle is. We're going to put this just right here for now. I think that's a fine spot. We can move it later if we have to. We had a chunk of concrete, chunk of wire. Those are going to continue being made. Light bulbs shouldn't be hard with this anymore, and with all the concrete blocks we have. But we do need a small pile of these second level energy pods. Thankfully, we found out where to get those before. So, little trails, go get me my pods. Just make sure I'm hitting everything, bring it back. We're not going to be using these pods for anything but this, but still, who knows how long this will take. We're going to send, like, 2 ants down there. We are running, of course, into the issue of being able to actually process everything, like having enough ants to keep the workflow going, but that's fine. These workers, honestly, right now, I'm also going to start devoting workers back into the cascade because we're not going to upgrade them into inventors. We're not going to turn them into the better digger ants or anything just yet. Can I? No. Need to wait. Yes. Why can't I do that? Mine scrap cop. Oh, because I need to mine copper and glass specifically. Do we have enough concrete? We've got a lot of concrete now, so you know, I can probably just take a break from it, mine out some copper, mine out some glass, get this achievement knocked out, and we will get our large digger ants, and then that's what we can use the big guys for. So, next goal set. In the meantime, we're going to keep pumping concrete into this, wire into this, and I will set up a factory to get the light bulb and keep grabbing the energy pods along the way. There's a few easy ones to get to, but this seems like our most reliable constant source, so we're going to go down there. All right, we've gathered our 25 glass. That's fantastic. It's now time to repurpose these ants. Let's see. We'll erase that. You go back in there. You're old anyway, so you'll be moving on soon. These 4 can go over here. And we'll just, we'll get them like right there next, and then right there, and then congregate on that. Okay. So they'll go start getting iron, and I think I'm going to leave them on there for a bit. Looking around, I've pretty much stripped this island clean of iron. In fact, I think I completely have. So we need to be getting it from somewhere. We're going to get it from crushing old ants and from this new mining rig. I do need to reconnect this now that I look at it. Ooh, that's a lot of extra digger ants, but I mean, we've got them. Actually, here's what I'm going to do before they head out there. Put a counter gate that says count up to 5 for this one, and count up to 3. No, count up to 5 again for this one. And they'll split between those as they come in, and we'll just make sure that this one back here only tracks up to 2. So there will be 2 backups on this line at any point, but once they get down here, they'll start splitting out. I've also set up the old gates and elder trails, so they'll go back home and die efficiently, which is all all any ant really wants is just to be crushed under a giant hydraulic press. Honestly, not a bad way to go. And it was only moments later I realized I actually want to get copper. Mm-hmm. Right, problem solved. Same basic rule applies. Countergate feeds into here, feeds those, and there's just 2 extra that are tracking this direct line down to see how many diggers are on there and keep the backup slow. We're going to prioritize copper for a bit over rubble just because, well, we need to hit this. Once we've hit that, we'll start. We'll change this gate. I've set it to enter if not from the small cast, and we're going to send workers specifically always to try to become uh, the drillers. So they should get picked up there. If they're not picked up there, then they'll get crushed. We'll just upgrade the kind of thing that's coming out of that, and then the small ants will head over and become more of the larger diggers. So I think it'll work. All right, we have a drone down here, dutifully using the repurposed fabric workshop to start making light bulbs. Should be done any moment. We have more drones coming in. We have this high energy food getting gathered over here. I don't mind that some of them are dying, so long as enough of them bring the food in before they go. That is your purpose. You pass the butter. Come on. Just make sure we're getting every little bit we can. If I have to, I'll grab some more from, like, in fact, let's see. Let's just send ants on some gathering missions. What can I do for that? We have so many exclamation points here that's telling me I really should have started repurposing things sooner. But we are where we are now. We can get that on our way down. You go right here. We'll just keep making sure to gather energy. I mean, there's so much down here that I can get if I absolutely have to as well, but I think we have enough with everything here. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. It should be good. Being a little cruel, once you drop that off, just go right back in and do that section again. That's going to be our third. We have 5 light bulbs already. We'll have more shortly. Oh, a real worker there now. Let's get a couple more of these bugs out and down there. Like, I wish I could have them do the jobs I want them to do, but this is so much more important at the moment, even if they flood the system a little. I have 237 knowledge points. I don't believe I have anything I can spend it on right now. Definitely time to get this done, open, and start knocking things out here and getting into, like, tier 2 inventory, and that's exciting, into new dispensers and things like that. Ooh, any suitable stockpile. Oh, that's going to be so nice. Okay. Oh, wow. Once I do that, I can completely cut out my energy concentration area because, yeah, it's going to be pointless. And then once I do that with Oh, with pod workers, it's going to be so good. It's going to be so good, everyone. Or just in a particularly brutal part of the game. I think this first expansion is probably, hey, can you think on your feet and get all this built? Which, yes, is the answer. 4 light bulbs, 3 of them being made right at this moment. It shouldn't be an issue. And here we go. The scanner is done. Let's scan the environment. Off it goes. And we found the jungle. Not terribly far off. I don't like its structure. Its structure looks very frustrating to me. But we have so much plant fiber here. So much. Even resin from circuit trees. Really? Oh, yeah, those are kind of silicon wafers, aren't they? Huh. What in the world happened to Earth? Fiber tentacles full of rubble? Ancient machinery? This is... Looking at it, this... I think this... What are you? I don't... I don't quite know what you are. Those look like exhaust ports down in the back, but... Those are such small wires. Yeah, I don't know what that is. Yeah. We've got these jungle stranglers, which look like they're just kind of growing up around bolts. Oh, wow. And just a ton of tier 2 energy, it looks like. Fantastic. That will be a great place to expand to soon. Really feels silly building all this out when we had a solution so close, but oh well, I didn't know. So with the jungle scanned, what can we do? We can reveal a jungle island, unlock the second tier pod worker ants. That's now unlocked, so that'll work in the new area, and I might actually set some of those up in the new area. I need to think about that. And we have 100 ants. Can get the factory. Need to feed 30 of the second tier to the queen. We do have 500 pieces of scrap iron gathered, and we can get our long-term goal now of the iron worker ant. An alternative version of the regular worker that uses iron to form its body combines a small worker with iron in an assembler rather than fusing 2 small workers. This approach can significantly boost your population but demands a steady supply of iron. We have that thanks to the fact that we now get iron from dead ants. So this should be self-sustaining. Let me take a look in one of these assemblers real quick. Once this one's done, I'll just see about changing things around. What the one? Are you taking... Did you just throw away a larva? Did I just see that happen? What is wrong with you? That's a baby. Instinct 12. The colony is advanced enough to start building giants. These young queens will mate during the nuptial flight and fly up to start new colonies. Build a giant cocoon. Not yet, but soon. Okay, so if I were to make iron workers, that takes 1 smelted iron. So we have theoretically an infinite supply of that over on the other island. That's great. That really is straight up great. I'm going to keep making small diggers here. This means I'm going to have to repurpose my entire death situation here. That's going to take some thought, but like we have so much iron here. We have so much iron over here, and I'll get a recycler down here as soon as we can connect these places. We'll build concrete monuments. Eventually, I think we need to just abandon this temporarily while we fly over to this other island and start building probably over here or over here. This one's already the most open. We'll build another mini base just dedicated to things that we get here. We'll grab some rubble and focus on getting the... God, there's so... Scrap gold, new material. we'll focus on getting a concrete monument here. But I think, honestly, accessing the new island, seeing all the technologies we've unlocked, and one last boop, and we're in a good place for the next episode, where what we'll be doing is we're going to concentrate on getting the island set up, getting concrete monuments built. In fact, can I build one here now? Am I at the point I can do that? Progression, concrete monument. I seem to be, or at least seem to be at a point where it might work. There's our first. I don't know why ants go up here. I don't know why ants come out of here. I don't know anything about these, but they exist, and I can make them face each other. That's 2 of 3 right there. We just need a third, and we should be able to start building bridges. So anyway, this is a good stopping point. We've really started getting a handle on things. Once we can start getting copper over here, like theoretically I could even just... In fact, I might do that. I might have drones carry the copper and iron over here. Yeah, the idea is to build a recycler, but that's not important right now. I'm getting ahead of myself. Thank you for watching, everyone, and have a good rest of your day.